Hi, and welcome to week 3. Um, so this week we are looking at science in early childhood education for our discussion post. We look at science as a curriculum item and science as a way of engaging and learning about the world. We talk about science standards and next generation science standards, which weren't really designed for preschool age children or children under the age of 3. But I invite you and in the questions, invite you to think about how they could be applied to younger children. There are discussion questions. However, there's no response to colleagues this week, so that you can start looking at your week 7 final project. And I invite you to use the time to um, begin reviewing your week 7 final project and start planning if you can, or start engaging in the process. And then our reflection activity this week is just that. There's some reading and some videos about infants and toddlers in STEM, um, which are fascinating. And having spent many years working with infants and toddlers is always exciting in my world to think about the little scientists, mathematicians, engineers, and technicians that are in the bodies of children under the age of 3. So, in reviewing those materials, but then also engaging in an activity that is appropriate for young children under the age of 3, even infants can engage in this activity. I just want to let you know that it does talk about food coloring, the activity that we ask you to engage in. Food coloring does stain, so if you use food coloring, please only use a little bit and be careful because it does stain. If you're only engaging in this activity by yourself and you have access to washable tempera paint, that's an alternative. Or if you're engaging in this activity with older children who don't put things in their mouths and you want to add color, washable tempera paint is an alternative. If you are engaging in this activity with infants and toddlers, maybe in your classroom or in future settings, you can use food coloring, but just use a little bit because it does stain. So, but it is clearly non-toxic. Also, with your reflection, there is no response to colleagues. Um, as this is an opportunity for you to dive into the week 7 final project, start looking and planning, maybe even begin the process of working on that project. And also, I just want to remind you in your reflections post to post some pictures of the activity. Some selfies would be great. We would love to see you so engaged in the materials with the materials. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing your posts. Be well.